Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And now, as probably you could tell from the title, before you say anything, I just want to get over with. This is probably a video. This is a video that people are probably gonna laugh at me for it, but because they're thinking probably call me an idiot, or I'm dumb for. I was like, oh, you still watch this film, You're way too old. You should not be watching this film anymore. It's for little kids, Well, I just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to I rewatched it, just for sake of it. Then I just wanted to, then just here, just do the movie review, yeah. But this is the, but this was based, this, I'll show you. Yeah, I'm reviewing it. Yeah, Barney's Great Adventure. Yeah. Now, let's know why the reason I'm reviewing this film. Okay. First off, I know right off the bat that probably nowadays, probably a lot of people don't like this character anymore. They think he's a dumb, stupid character. You know. But and it will probably say also it's way too childish. It's still dumb and stupid. And a lot of people don't like that. Not only this film, but also the show as well. It's way too silly. Well, first off, let me get one thing straight. Okay, then the reason why I'm reviewing this. Well, I don't know why people laugh at me. I reviewed Sesame Street's Follow That Bird. Which that's a kids TV. That was based on a kids TV show. I reviewed that film, and I already said people probably will laugh at me for that, but I reviewed that film. I did it anyway. Why? Because I like the film, because it was for a reason why as a kid I grew up watching the show. Sesame Street. Now the reason I'm reviewing it is the same thing because of this. Yes, when I was a kid, I grew up watching Barney. Yes, I did. I'm admitting it. I grew up watching the show. I did. When I was a little kid, I found the show entertaining. I liked Barney. Now, of course, when I get older, when I'm now older, and I do see why probably a lot of people don't like this anymore. Don't like the speaking of the characters, it's not only the film but the show as well. But I'm sure a lot. It was a lot entertaining to little kids. But not all kids. But just little kids like me. Grew up watching the show. I really did like the show. I'm just I'm admitting it right here on video. Yes, I am. I grew up watching the show. That's why I'm doing reviews, because I'm being perfectly honest on it. But yeah, it's the same thing with as I grew up watching shows like this and Sesame Street. But I do remember back in the day. I remember seeing this. This film got a theoretical release. It was released on April 3rd, 1998. And of course, the film got really bad reviews. Of course, which is understandable. I can definitely see why. Has a freaking 2.8 on IMDb, and has a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes. Those are all very low points, especially on IMDb. Has a freaking 2.8. I can definitely understand why. I do. And the film, when it came out, it failed at the box office. Well, this film has a budget of 15 million. I don't see why this will. Well, maybe I can see why it's a $15 million budget, but I expect it to be like much more lower, like under 10 million, But oh well. But yeah, this cost 15 million, and the film only made 12 million. So this film was a slight box office flop, basically, wasn't that big of a flop. It made 12 million, close to bring it back its $15 million budget. Have to give it that, it was it made almost enough to make its back its budget. Probably because a lot of kids wanted to see this back in the time when it was a time when in the 90s Barney was popular, you know. But I remember watching the show back in the day as a kid. And I remember seeing this film back in when this film came out in 1998. I remember seeing this film. I do. There's the only reason why I have it, because I watch it. Do I watch it often, all the time? No, I don't. Maybe once in a while. I watch this film once in a while, just because upon reflection on, I remember watching this during my childhood. That's probably the only reason why I watch this film once. I watch this film once in a while, but I do understand why this film. Everybody probably hates this film. Do I hate the film? I understand what people are coming from. I understand why they hate this film. But do I hate this film? No, I don't. I don't hate the film. It's just I just put it like a tone down because I remember what it was back in the day, loving it as a kid, But because of course when you grow older, you get more wise to it, But I like it when less like when it used to be, Just I'll put it that way. I don't love the film anymore, but I don't hate the film. So I'd say it's in between. I like it for what it was. That's all I can say. I liked it for when it was, when it came out, because growing up, like I said, I was a big Barney fan when I grew up during my childhood, But I understand why a lot of people hate this film. I think a lot of people think that the character of Barney people say that he's a dumb, stupid character. Yeah. But yeah, I'm already over 7 minutes in. I'll talk about the film now. But I'm just getting this out of the way. I'm explaining why I'm doing this. Or explaining why a lot of people hate the film. But I'm just expressing my feelings for this character first before getting the review. I know why I'm reviewing it. But yeah. So what is it starts with this film about? Okay. I'll start from the beginning. Now along the way, I know. Well, I'll just get right to it. So it opens up, with his family, going with 3 kids. Well, it's 4 kids. One of them is a baby. There's one kid. Well, there's 2 girls and another boy. One girl's name is Abby, and she brings her friend along named Marcel. And Abby has an older brother named Cody, and for those who recognize this kid is played by Trevor Morgan, and for anyone who doesn't know who this kid was, he was in Jurassic Park 3. Really enough, he was in Jurassic Park 3. He was the reason why they went to the Easel store now to look for the kid who was missing from the beginning of the film. Yeah. That's the kid who was in Jurassic Park 3, who is in this film. If you see him, he's right there on the front cover. If anyone who recognize this kid. Yeah. So yeah, that's really enough. And of course, really enough, there's a scene in Jurassic Park where the little kid there that Samuel was trying to call, back in the mainland, he was watching Barney on TV. Barney was playing on TV. He was distracted. But really enough, this kid was in Jurassic Park 3, and there was a scene in Jurassic Park 3 where the kid was seeing Barney on TV. But they're like on vacation. When the parents dropped the 4 children off. With the grandparents. On this farm. And of course Cody, he thinks this is not he thinks it's not a good way to spend the summer. He doesn't like being there. He doesn't want to be there. So and the kid, the younger sister keeps on she brought along the Barney doll, and she keeps on putting the Barney doll in his face, and saying, "Oh, Barney," and use your imagination, using imagination, all that stuff, like in the show, use your imagination, and Barney will come to life, At the house, once Cody takes the doll away, runs away from him, and puts him in a bathtub, hides him, and he tells both the girls, "Why don't you use your imagination?" Of course, which he laughs, thinking that using your imagination is not real. But of course, in this in the show, in this kind of fantasy, of course it does. Using your imagination, of course, Barney comes to life. He's in the shower, taking a shower, and like it weighs down the tub, because it's that heavy. And Cody thinks he's shocked to see that he's alive. He's like, "No way, there's no way a talking dinosaur will be able to walk, talk, or come alive. But so of course they go they have a sing along in a barn, called what's it called? Imagine, imagine. Now that's one of the problems I do understand is they have like I don't know, like within a span of what, 5 minutes to 10 minutes they have a song. Now I know admit the songs in this film probably liked it back when I was a kid when I first saw it, but now I see the songs in this film are not that good no more. They're not good no more. But yeah, the songs were the songs were just not that good, or not that good anymore. But they sing along, and Cody tries to tell the grandparents. Of course, they don't believe him. He's making it up. And later in the night, um, Barney tells him about a shooting star, make a wish and all that. So he wishes for having like a great adventure for that no one else has ever done, And so they'll head back inside, and Barney disappears again till the next morning. But a shooting star brings down this egg here, but it's not colored yet, in the barn. So the next day, they are outside. Barney's dressed in a farmer's outfit. They start singing "Old MacDonald Had a Farm," and they Cody walks in the barn. They all discover the egg, and it changes color. There's stripes on this egg right here. First, it starts changing color one at a time, starting from the bottom all the way up to the top, And they wonder what kind of egg it is, So they're told, the grandparents tell them to go see this bird watcher. I think he's a bird watcher. There's all kinds of birds, So they all go there, and of course they have another sing along about it, moving books back and forth, swinging from the ladders on the bookshelves, And what the funny thing is, the try reader will still can't find what kind of book it is, and the woman was saying, well, we searched every book, we searched every book in the library, and it was like, no, you didn't. While you were singing, you picked up like 10 or 15 books, when there was like a lot more books than that, so you could not go through possibly every single book in the place, But they find this certain book that's like with to keep a chair straight. One's legs shorter than the other. It's usually like a way to even the chair. Of course, coincidentally, has a picture of an egg right on the cover. Tells it contains an egg of a dream maker. And in order for it to hatch, it has to have all the colors, has to hatch right in the exact spot where they discovered it. So, but before they can do that, bring it back to the barn where they first found it. Cody, of course, being this is absolutely, I forget what he said though. Like he moves his arms like this and accidentally hits the egg, and it rolls out this egg-shaped hole in the wall, and lands on this barrel of bird seeds where this guy drives off from, and well, it's what I see how some of the budget went to, like the setting of the inside of the bird keeper's the house, or some of the things like which I do think is goofy and silly. You know, inside this guy's truck that carrying the egg, and inside his truck is like all this. It's like a fast food joint, you know, inside. You know, it's like a milkshaker maker. It has like a deep fryer to make fries and a grill to cook a hamburger. You know, I do admit that is very silly. You know, I mean, if I remember the show, you know, there was like one or two adults with the children with Barney in the show, but they weren't that wacky, you know. But here in the show, in the film, like out in the town, you know, except for the grandparents, everybody's like wacky and stuff like that, you know, doing things like doing stuff like that no ordinary people would do, you know, like the truck driver had all the stuff in the truck, or like which I'll get to in a second, but it leads into falls out of the truck and it leads into this big parade, you know, and oh, one thing I forgot to mention before when they took the egg out of the barn before going to see the bird watcher, Baby Bop appears out of nowhere, you know, and looking for her yellow blankie, you know, and it was like probably a lot of people didn't like that. You know, Baby Bop's talking directly in front of us as if talking to the audience, saying, "Oh, have you seen my yellow blankie?" You know, and it's either the dog take it away, you know. Because once in a while, a couple things that, yeah, like either Baby Bop or Barney will look at the audience, like, "Oh, can you help us?" You know, like Baby Bop telling her, "Have you seen my blankie?" You know, yeah. So, or just speaking of that, you know, because right as the movie started, you know, you can hear Barney, Baby Bop, and BJ, you know, talking, "Oh, can't wait for the movie to start," you know. So obviously they know they're in a movie, you know. But anyway, back to where they try and get the egg in a parade, you know, and like they have like a chase, you know, when the guy was chasing the guy in the truck, they made like this makeshift chariot in a matter of seconds, you know, and dressed up like they're all wearing like gladiator helmets, you know, and as they're in the end of the parade, you know, with the thing with the egg goes flying and BJ's there to catch it, but he actually goes and throws it away, you know, and it lands in this woman's feathered hat into this fancy restaurant. Which another thing, what I mentioned about people in this town are wacky, you know, nor anybody do. They enter this French restaurant where for some reason they have in the song playing in the restaurant, they playing the Nutcracker, and all the waiters are dancing to the Nutcracker, you know, which I'm thinking, yeah, this is which I do admit that is ridiculous, you know. I may seem like more like I'm ranting on it, but I'm really not. I'm just pointing out that some things I just didn't like the people, the grown-ups in this door are more wacky, you know, than the children are, you know. And like the Nutcracker playing, the waiters are dancing to it, you know. But they're still searching for the egg, you know, and getting to sing along, you know. Barney dresses as a conductor, you know, playing one of the songs that you do hear from the show that sometimes plays in the show, you know, like it's called Raindrops, you know. That's the song that plays from the show. So they have a song like that, you know, they're playing in the restaurant, you know. But the egg gets given to a person who's off going to the circus, and a guy is juggling with it, and there's a guy who juggles, you know, and goes and throws it up in the air, but never comes back down. So, which later it lands somewhere, and a guy in a hot air balloon takes it. But while it rains, you know, they're discussing, you know, that what they should do, you know, and the sister Abby says why, because he first gets sort of mad at the brother, you know, Cody, thinking why, how to go, why is this a oh, I forget something to do like it's good, why is this all kid stuff, and it's fun to be a kid, you know, doing this as a kid, you know. It was something like that. I forgot what the line was though, but um so when the rain stopped, they head back to the place where there's a lot of hot air balloons. There's a guy who has it in a cage, but they can't. But they're trying yelling at, but the guy doesn't hear. Way too far away. Which I mean, like, how can they see all those air balloons? Which one has a particular egg in it? You know, but whatever. So So Cody gets an idea just to use this log as use our imagination to make as an airplane. Of course, Barney looks at the audience again. Can you help us use our imagination to make it into an airplane? Which it does, and is of course you can see where they're flying in the field of air balloons. And clearly they're flying in a whole in an entire green screen. But yeah. But they get to talk to the guy. The guy gives it to them. But of course, he lets it go, but it's falling. But they manage to catch it. And they head back to the farm. They land in a haystack, and they tell the grandparents everything. But the grandmother says, "Slow down, start from the very beginning." And Cody smiles like, "Meet Barney," And then, and of course, that's what's another thing. Of course, this is like those the realistic ways of the grandparents are. Everyone else everyone else in the grown-ups in the town, they're not bothered to see um three walking talking dinosaurs wandering around. Like it's like they see that every day or something like that. It's like, oh, look at a walking talking dinosaur. Oh, okay, that's normal. But the grandparents like, oh, what is this? That's not, it can't be a walking talking dinosaur. Like the most sensible grown-ups in this film. Like they're actually shocked to see what they imagine is really real. But until everybody else in town, it's like perfectly normal seeing a walking talking dinosaur. But no, but the grandpa's like, whoa, a walking talking dinosaur. That's what they made up. What they thought they made up was actually real. But so they explain they get the egg changes in all 5 colors. And they put it back where they first found it, and it opens up to this little which it looks like to me it looked like a little like a koala. But it's really not though. But it looks like a koala, but it really is not. Um, but it's the Dream Maker, and they call it Twinkin as in Twinkle Twinkle, something like that. It's like called Twinkin. So, and after that, like a one part shows like Abby's dream, to everybody, like her dream is like kind of like a horse rider, like a jockey in a horse race. And then Cody apologizes to Barney for being mean to him earlier, saying that you are cool, and he accepts his apology. And they head back to they find out a Twinkin, puts on a big light show for everybody over the house, and of course now it gets to the everyone's they singing the "I Love You" song, because of course from the show. So yeah, they say "I love you." Then BJ and Baby Bop, they as usual of course in the show when they leave they disappear, and they wonder where Barney is at, and they see that Barney is back into a doll, and the Twinkie is sitting next to him, and that's the end of the movie. So yeah, I understand why a lot of people don't like this film. Well, I probably would say 90% other people don't like this film. I do understand why it has got such bad reviews, because on Rotten Tomatoes, on IMDb, and even this film was nominated for two Razzies as well. One for original song, and one for worst new star, as in Barney as the new star, like his debut on the big screen. But it didn't win. It got both they lost to was it Alan? What came out? Was it the Alan Smithy film? Or was it? It said like it was an Alan Smithy film, or was it The Ringmaster? I forget. But I definitely understand why. But but for me, like I said, I don't hate the film. I just like it for what it was, what it did back in the day, because like I said, I grew up watching the show, and I grew up watching Barney. Sue me, okay? You can laugh at me all you want, Like I said, like I did my review of Sesame Street, you can laugh at me for liking something that I grew up watching, I do understand. But I said I do understand why it gets hit. I do understand all the ridiculousness that is in the film, But like I said, I don't hate the film though. I liked it for what it was. I watch the film once in a while just to looking back when I was loving it watching during my childhood. So yeah, but like I said, I do like this film for what it was, but I don't hate the film. So whatever you think is not a rant. Pointing out the I was just pointing out the ridiculousness that people see and don't like about the film. You know, like I said, I liked it for what it was. The character of Barney will always, you know, be a memory of my childhood. That I grew up watching. So yeah, so you can laugh at me all you want, or some will understand, sympathize. Oh, I understand. Or probably somebody out there, has the same reason for what I'm saying. But yeah, that's my review for Barney's Great Adventure, the movie, his first movie ever. So yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next movie review, and we'll see you soon. Later.